What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are once again talking about the Toronto Raptors because, of course, we all know they traded Pascal Siakam away yesterday. We already did the Pacers side of this rebuild. We did a Siakam Pacers rebuild yesterday. So today, of course, we're coming on here and doing a post Pascal Siakam trade Toronto Raptors rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Of course, we're in the midst of trade season. Trades are happening. We're doing videos on them as they are happening. And of course, as more trades happen, we'll do videos on them. So if you want to see more of these rebuilds, go ahead, hit that subscribe button to stick around. But here is, of course, what the Raptors look like after they have traded away Siakam. The biggest thing is Bruce Brown is coming back and those 3 picks, of course. And then Jordan Nwora also came back in that trade. And I have to make sure 2K gave the Raptors these picks, and it doesn't look like they did. So really annoying there. I'll go get those picks real quick before we go any further. Actually, here in a second. But I think for this first season, we're not really going to do too much else. The one thing I will say is Raptors still do have a couple of guys, in my opinion, that they can move. Maybe even a few at the deadline and probably gain at least one more first-round pick. I truly believe that a contender would maybe potentially offer a first-round pick for Bruce Brown. Like, especially if they're going to be like similar to how Josh Hart was traded to the Blazers or traded to the Knicks. The Knicks gave away their pick to the Blazers. I think it was like Larry Protected or something like that. And the Knicks were going to make the playoffs. I think that could happen as well with Bruce Brown. So probably going to move him at the deadline. I could see the Raptors just keeping him, but I think it would make sense to move him. Same thing with Gary Trent. I think there is a team out there that wouldn't mind taking Gary Trent services on. But I don't know how much his value would really be worth. Maybe it's like 2 seconds, maybe a protected first, whatever, we'll see. Even maybe Chris Boucher would have some value around the league. I'm not sure. But of course, for this first season, we're not doing too much other than what I talked about at the deadline. We're going to simulate the rest of the season with this new roster. I guess things are probably going to look a little bit different. If this is how the rotation is going to look, then I guess we'll just leave it this way. So quickly, RJ Barrett, Barnes, Boucher. They want to start Thad Young. That's because Pirtle is out. Bruce Brown, Dennis Schroeder, Gary Trent, and Jordan Nwora. And then the team did waive Christian Koloko, which then they also got Kyra Lewis, back in the trade as well. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, Christian Koloko got waived yesterday. I guess he's been dealing with some respiratory problems. I had no idea, didn't know anything about that. But I'm gonna go ahead, simulate year number 1, most likely stopping at the deadline. I'm also gonna go get those picks that we should have from the Pacers. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. The way PrizePicks works is you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players. They have all kinds of sports outside of just basketball, but basically you look at the stats and you click over or under on the stat that they give you. There's all kinds of stats here on basketball. I got all kinds of stats on NFL. They got all kinds of sports out there, as I mentioned. If we go ahead and look at the NBA tab, though, they do have this new popular tabs. Do you want to tell what's popular out there? You can do that. So if you think Sexton's going to go over 19.5, click the over on that. If you think Rudy Gobert is going the over on his rebounds, and click the more on that. So if you want to start PrizePicks, use code Crushables, match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. And the way I've been using PrizePicks is the GF optimizer and correlation tool. So basically how the optimizer works, it just compares discrepancies across multiple sports books. For example, on this play, and even this one right here, actually more of this one. Anthony Edwards, under 5 assists. Every single sports book is listing at 4.5, while PrizePicks has it at 5. So you're getting a discrepancy there. So if you want to check out any of DGF's tools, their link is down in the description below as well. If you want to start PrizePicks, link is down in the description below. But thank you to PrizePicks and DGF for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the rebuild. All right, so we are starting with the trade deadline as we are 19-32 on the season. As I mentioned, I simply just want to throw Bruce Brown in the fire in the trade finder, and I feel like there's going to be at least one team that offers us a first-round pick. I know I saw something on Twitter that the Knicks are interested, so maybe they want to do something like they did similar to Josh Hart. Brooke Lopez in a second. I'm looking for a first-round pick. I really do believe Bruce Brown's value is worth a first. Like the Miami Heat want to give me Duncan Robinson a first-round pick. We might come back to that. Although I wouldn't, hate just taking on expiring salary. That would probably be the better way to go, but we'll see if anything else pops up. So the Pistons, if the Pistons want to bring Bruce Brown back, they would have his control because they could accept his team option, and then they could flip him later on if they want to do that. But given that, for them, giving up first-round picks right now is probably not in their best interest. Although they may do so. It sounds like they're interested in trying to get better, although this season's probably tanked. And then you got the Thunder offering me a first-round pick, top 10 protected. All right, so what else we got? And I think that's it. So as far as the trade fire is concerned, obviously, we are probably choosing between that Miami trade and the Thunder trade. I'm not saying the Thunder are going to be interested in Bruce Brown or going to want him. But to me, this is the best trade to take out of the trade finder we see. I mean, it doesn't matter where he's going. I truly believe you're getting a first for Bruce Brown. So we get a top 2 protected Jazz pick. That's more than fine to me. And we get Davis Bertans expiring. So we're going to go ahead and do that trade. Actually, I didn't mean to remove what I was being offered. Whoops. And now we do that. So Bruce Brown is heading to Oklahoma City. And then we're going to try this also with Gary Trent Jr. and see what the value is for him. I'm cool with just taking some seconds. So like the 76ers, I could see them maybe wanting Gary Trent Jr. That could make some sense. Let's just keep looking though, scrolling through. These are the 2 guys I'm really... Knicks. Now the Knicks want off me a first-round pick. I'm not sure. Like, Fournier's contract is expiring, and I guess that first-round pick may not be too valuable. Same thing with Tim Hardaway. I think we will do the trade with the Knicks. Malcolm Brogdon. We'll do the trade with the Knicks, but I can't say that... I can't confidently say that Gary Trent's worth a first. And I could be bugging. What is he doing this season anyway? Former Blazers legend. I remember him, of course, very well. 11 points per game, 42% shooting from 3, 41% from the field. So, yeah, he's been pretty solid this season. So, I think I'm gonna put Evan Fournier in there, but I do believe like a Mavericks top 10 protected pick wouldn't be too bad for the Knicks to get rid of, because the Mavericks are probably gonna make the playoffs. So, and then you could argue that maybe Gary Trent's not worth it first. So we can maybe go that Detroit second. That might even be better value anyway. So that's like an early second-round pick. And then we can go this Nets second, see what they say to that. They want Garrett Temple. That's fine. We'll do that trade. So Gary Trent, Bruce Brown moved out of here. The rest of the season isn't going to matter too much, of course. We're really just primarily... And then Jakob Poeltl's another guy that I didn't even think about we could move, but I probably won't right now. So we'll go ahead, some of the rest of the season, see how we finish out, and see if this team finishes in the lottery. I'm pretty sure our pick is... I'm pretty sure it's protected. I believe it's on the Spurs, but for whatever reason, 2K has it on the Sixers. I have no idea why. It's top 5 protected, so I guess it's not really in the Raptors' best interest to suck that badly this year, but that's probably where we're headed. Or I guess it's in their interest to suck as bad as possible. I said that opposite, but whatever. We'll celebrate the rest of the season. We'll see how things go. So year number 1 comes to an end. Of course, year number 1 did not go very well for us. We're in the midst of a little bit of a retool / rebuild. Here were your final player stats. You had 17.5 from RJ, 17 from Quickly, 17 from Barnes, 13.5 from Schroeder, and then 10 from Nwora, 10 from Jakob Poeltl. So let's go ahead, simulate these playoffs, and let's see who wins the championship. So, of course, we sent Bruce Brown to the Thunder, and that helped them get to the second round, but no more than that. And then we sent Gary Trent to... we sent him to the Knicks, right? Yeah, that's right. So Clippers, Hawks, and we got the Clippers going on to win the championship. Paul George Finals MVP. So here are your retirements. Making sure I don't miss anything. If you guys watch the Warriors video, you know why. But let's go to the draft lottery. So... we are projected pick number, what pick are we projected? We're pick, 14 via the Jazz. So we might get that pick because that pick is only top 10 protected, which is nice. And we are projected pick 8. So we obviously have to get truly lucky, and it to fall into the top 5 will be very blessed if it does. And it's not going to. So we don't get our pick, but we do get Utah's picks. We do get a lottery pick. Feels pretty good from the Bruce Brown trade. So we will take that absolutely. And then, unfortunately, we're not getting our pick. It should be on the Spurs. I still don't know why 2K has it on the 76ers. I have no clue. I might fix that. We'll see it. Really not that big of a deal. We also have Indiana's pick. So we get to add a couple rookies here. And then Clippers pick as well from the other piece. So 3 first-round picks. We get to draft a couple or a few rookies, whatever we decide to do, or even move up in the draft. But honestly, I feel comfortable just adding 3 rookies to the team and see who we can snag. So we're going to go ahead, probably just head straight into draft night and just start drafting. So let's see what we can get. So we're going to simulate to our first pick at 14 and see what's on the board. So Ron Holland falling this far is definitely a blessing. I think with that value, you have to take him. So I am going to go ahead and start this draft with Ron Holland. And then, although I don't know if he'll fall that far in real life, but we'll take him there. We have Scottie Milton, Mac. We have Trey Alexander, DJ Wagner. I think we're going to take DJ Wagner with this pick out of Kentucky. So we'll take him. And then we have a couple back-to-back picks. We'll take Adim. I don't know how to say his actual name, but you guys see who we took there. And then Trey Alexander, Jared McCain, Caldwell, Ruben Pressey, and then we have like Zach Edey down here as well. I don't really know much about the guys left, so I apologize if I butchered this pick, but I'll take Ruben, I guess, with this last selection. So feel pretty good about that. We get to add 4 rookies to this team. Not saying all of them are staying for the whole video, but I feel pretty solid about the value we got. We got a 77, 73, 74, and 73, so not too bad. Bertans and Fournier, those are the 2 expiring contracts, of course, that we got back in those trades, and we are declining both of them. Qualifying offers quickly, definitely someone we want to resign. And then Kyra Lewis, don't really know what his role will be in Toronto in the future, but if he comes back on a qualifying offer, then sure. although it looked like his qualifying offer was quite expensive. But quickly, obviously, I feel like Toronto is going to be all in on re-signing him. So let's just go ahead and take care of that, especially if he signs for like $15 million. Don't know what his value will be in real life, but that would be an absolute steal if I'm Toronto. Getting him for $15 million per year would be pretty nice. And then we do have some money left over if we want to spend some money. So Schroeder is still here, which is another guy they could move. Didn't even really think about that either. Wagner, we just drafted. Graded Dick is someone that might be a huge part of the Raptors' future. Scotty Barnes. Ron Holland could be our brand new 4 if we decide to go that route. Chris Boucher, and then McDaniels, and then Adembona, who we just took, and then Ruben Pressey. So we'll probably have him mentored by Jakob Poeltl, but I'm not sure he'll be ready to play next year. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting squad at the very least. I'm not really sure how good I feel about being like a playoff team this year. But if we take a look at somebody we could sign in free agency, I definitely want a new backup 5. I don't want to rely on Ruben Pressey this year just yet. So if we could get like a Goga Bitadze or Mo Bamba just for this year, I don't think that hurts too bad. So I'm going to go Goga Bitadze, who's been pretty solid with Orlando. We'll take him for like a year, and we'll be, feel pretty good about that. So we'll sign that to start things off. We're going to be pretty patient in this video. I'm not going to go out, all out right away. And we do need another backup wing, it looks like. So whether that's, Graded Dick can play, but I think we could probably use a backup 3 or 4. So as far as who we're going to get here, we have like Hamdou Diallo we can give an offer to, Isaac Okoro, Simone. I'm not going to even say his last name. I've talked about him the last 2 days, and I feel like I've butchered his name both times. And then you have like Derek Jones Jr., who I got yesterday as well. I'm going to go ahead and sign, I guess I could just re-sign Jordan Nwora, who was just here. That's a contract we can maybe use to trade later on, so we'll just do that. And we'll call it a free agency. So not an eventful offseason by any means, but I'm just kind of being patient here. Marquise Noel, and then those guys are back. So we have Barnes up to an 88, RJ up to an 84. Quickly, unfortunately, doesn't move at all, which sucks, but it's all good. And then Schroeder, and then Ron Holland. So this year is going to be primarily focused on the young guys we still have and trying to develop them as much as possible. Going to use the G League to our advantage. Going to use some mentorships. We're going to do everything we can to develop some of these young guys, while of course, gearing up to get this team geared up to be really good around Scotty Barnes. So let's get into next season. Let's take a look at what we're about to look like. And of course, going to this season and tanking isn't the worst thing in the world, because of course we have a guy named Cooper Flagg. I just want to make sure we had our pick. I'm pretty sure I was very sure we did. But if I could add Cooper Flagg to this team, that'd be pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and release one player here. And then Packers going to last 26th overall. Rotationally, this is what we would look like this year. It's quickly RJ, Barnes, Chris Boucher, Jakob Poeltl, Schroeder, Goga Bitadze, Ron Holland, Jordan Nwora, and then we're probably going to leave it at just a 9-man rotation and shrink bench utilization down to a 60. So we'll do that, and then now that we have a full roster, we can send some of these guys to the G League. So we'll do that with Ruben, we'll do that with Wagner, and then I would love to do it. I can only do 2 spots, unfortunately. Graded Dick, would love to do it with him as well, but I thought he'd just develop on his own, but unfortunately he did not, which sucks, but all good. And then I think that's going to be it. I don't think I'm doing too much else. Ron Holland's going to play in the rotation this year. Nora's going to play. And then we can actually just run a 10-man rotation. That way, Adem is getting some minutes as well. I apologize if I'm butchering that name. But here is your shot tendencies. I do want to booster up Barnes quite a bit. Do want him taking more shots in this team, obviously. And then same thing with Quickly. I'm going to probably have him taking more shots over RJ. And I think that will be what we roll with. So I will go ahead, more than likely see you guys at the deadline, because I do think there's a couple guys who can still move, like Schroeder, maybe even Jakob Poeltl if we choose to do that as well. So we're definitely not done by any means by selling pieces off. So I was more than anticipating stopping at the deadline to sell pieces off, but the closer we got to the deadline, a lot better than I thought we'd be. We're actually a really solid team in the East. We're straight out made the playoffs. We are a playoff team, and that is due to Scotty Barnes' development. Of course, boosting a shot tendency up helped quite a bit. But here's your all-rookie first team. Ron Holland does not make this one, but does make an all-rookie second team. But yeah, we are the 4th seed in the East, which is a lot better than obviously I anticipated. So 23 points from Scotty Barnes, 19 from Quickly, 19 from RJ Barrett, 11 from Ron Holland, and then 11 from Schroeder. So of course I could have traded Dennis Schroeder, Chris Boucher, Jakob Poeltl, and just kind of kept tanking it out. But this team was solid, so I didn't feel the need that we needed to go that direction. And we're a playoff team, so we can maybe get more aggressive this offseason on the next piece to this puzzle on trying to accelerate this timeline to a championship contender around Scotty Barnes. And to me, I think Quickly, RJ are 2 pieces I want to keep. Jakob Poeltl potentially as well. I think I'm focused on another forward and another big man. Well, Poeltl is fine. I wouldn't be disappointed to have him as our starting 5 going forward, but it probably would be a little bit better if we had someone, better than him. We'll see though. So if we take out Philly in round 1, we do. Wow. Okay. This team is a lot better than I thought, man. Definitely a lot better. So now we get to play. We took out the 76ers who signed Bruce Brown and Buddy Hield. Now they are starting Paul Reed at the 4, so that's a little weird. But other than that, getting Buddy Hield and Bruce Brown, that's like 2 really good fits for the 76ers. Like those are 2 guys like the 76ers would love to have potentially at the deadline if they're looking just for like elite role players. Wouldn't be too bad to get those 2. But regardless, we get Cleveland around 2. Now I don't anticipate us beating the Cavaliers. But if we get one, we almost beat them. We pushed them to 7 games. Yeah, this team is far above where I thought they'd be. So that's awesome. We got the Nuggets going on in the championship. Maybe it was just a weird year and that's just how it went. But I don't know. I think looking at this, we got to be more aggressive. I really do. I think that is where the direction is heading. Spurs get 1 and 3. Damn, that's pretty wild. But they're going to get Cooper Flag and another good piece of that team. So the Spurs are only going to get better. And then our pick, we have 25. So let's get straight into staff signing. Looks like we got pretty much everybody locked up other than a shot doctor. So we can just sign one really quickly. And then again, I think we're looking for a power forward or a center, or just a forward. I wouldn't say just power forward. So a forward or a center. And I want to be aggressive. I think we have these picks, these Pacers picks, we have this Pacers pick. We obviously, those other 2 picks are already gone. But yeah, we have this Pacers pick, which isn't like the best asset in the world, but we have so many young players that I think we can afford to pull off almost any trade we want. So let's go take a look at team intel and see if there's anything interesting. If not, I'll just see you guys with who we drafted 25. So there's nothing too crazy I was looking at as far as who we could go get as far as a trade is concerned, but I did see Patrick Williams. He kind of intrigued me a little bit just because I feel like Patrick Williams would be a perfect fit next to Scotty Barnes. He's actually a free agent, so I don't think we'll make a trade. I think we're just going to enter free agency. We might even have some cap space. I'm pretty sure we're going to. We'll see, though. So let's get straight into the draft, and let's draft whoever we can at 25. And we're going to add another huge asset to this puzzle. So Hugo Gonzalez will be the pick here. 6'6" shooting guard. And then we'll get Asa in the 2nd round. So we'll go ahead and take that. Player options, go Badadste. Gonna decline it. I want to see what my options are, and we'll see if there's going to be a good free agent. Barnes, of course, is a free agent, so we do have to re-sign him, so that's going to be important. But other than that, so once we re-sign Scotty Barnes, I do want to see, so it looks like we are going to have a little bit of money, so I'm going to offer Barnes this contract, so he signs it, and then we're going to see what our options are after the Barnes is secured. So we have Brogdon, we have Levert, but of course, you guys know what we're looking for, and that is a forward or a center. So we could just sign Patrick Williams. We don't have to trade for him. He'd be a perfect fit. Jalen Johnson as well, Sadiq Bey. And then centers, you got like Bobby Portis, Naz Reid, Burke Lopez. No one I'm really intrigued by here. So I think we're definitely looking at the power forwards. Trey Murphy, also another guy I really like. He would be a home run. Although we are playing Barnes at the 3. So I think I kind of mentioned him already. I want Patrick Williams. He shot 41% from 3. He's not going to score too much. He's going to be the perfect defender potentially at that power forward spot. So I think we are going to go ahead and give Patrick Williams an offer. Going to be somewhat cheap as well. I think that is the, where we go. So Patrick Williams, welcome to the team. I think this is going to help out a ton. So I feel good about that addition. So now you have DJ Wagner. So we sent some of these guys to the G League. So Wagner should develop, hypothetically, hopefully anyway. Grady Dick, I would love to see him go up in overall. A little nervous he's not going to. I didn't send him to the G League, of course. Jordan Nwora could definitely still be a bench piece for us. Ron Holland, of course, we're keeping in this scenario. And Ruben Pressey. Ideally, I'd like to see him go up as well. The one piece right now that I feel like could get better is the center position. Obviously, the center position makes me a little nervous, but I think we can address at the deadline. We don't have to rush things right now, or we could rush things. We could just do that as well, which I'm kind of tempted to. But I do kind of want to sign a guard just in case Grady Dick is not ready to play. I kind of hope he's going to be ready, but I don't know if I can bank on it. So I think we're going to sign like Max Christie, another young player. We'll go ahead and give him an offer and have another tradable contract potentially. Actually, I don't want to give him a 3-year deal. That's a little too much. Let's give him a 2-year deal. I think 2 years is more than fair. So we'll go 2 years on Max Christie, sign another young player here, and we'll have our asset pool even, further. So let's see what progression looks like, and then we'll decide what we're doing. Let's go look at what progression is looking like. So I'm hoping some of the guys we draft are going up. So of course, you have Ron Holland up to an 88 or 80, not 88. I'm tripping. 82 for Quickly, so that's a good sign. DJ Weiner up to 76, so he's ready to play backup point guard next year. Love to see it. Ruben's up to 76 and will probably continue to develop this year, so he is probably going to be our backup 5. We have maybe our backup 4 here as well. Grady Dick up to a 75. He could be our backup 3 if I move him to 3. I think he goes up. So we could probably do that and have Jordan Nwora be, you know, more of a trade asset. So Grady Dick's going to go up even further. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this now. Our guys are developing, which is nice. So now Wagner, Christie could play backup 2. Grady Dick will play backup 3. We'll have Patrick Williams, and then obviously we have Ron Holland here as well. But we'll figure this out. So not too bad. I'm actually pretty excited about going to this season. We're going to have the ability to go on whoever we want at the deadline. I think we still have that ability, especially if the Pacers somehow suck and their pick is like really good. We could be cooking at the deadline, and that's the main thing we want to try to accomplish. So let's get into this season, and I think the center position is what we'll focus on once we reach that point. Whatever center is available, I don't care if it's someone that you would never expect to be traded in real life. If that team in 2K is selling or, you know, rebuilding and they have a center we want, we're going to go ahead and make that offer. So proficiency is 4-star. Here's your rotation. It's going to be quickly RJ, Barnes, Williams, Jakob, Ron Holland, Wagner, Jordan Nwora, Max Christie, Grady Dick. So that really leaves Ruben Presti out of the rotation for now. But what we can do, of course, is once we get to the deadline, is we're going to open up some minute spots. But we will send Hugo down the G League. Probably do the same thing with Asa. So the 2 rookies will just send to the G League. But I will see you guys more than likely at the deadline to hopefully go all in on some big man that will be available. Hopefully a really good one. So we're at the deadline. We're 28 and 23. A little bit worse than I would have wanted us to be this year. But again, we have the ability to make ourselves better right here, right now. So let's go see. Let's see what 2K is going to show us. What can we get? So of course we have so Shingun right now. They're rebuilding. 34 and 17 though. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to want to move on from Shingun. Wembanyama is untouchable. Would be really nice if we could get him. Thunder contending. The Timberwolves have 2 big men in like Gobert and Towns. DeAndre Ayton, not really my cup of tea that I want here. Alex Sarr, Alex Sarr would have been perfect if we could have found him in the draft. Joel Embiid, Kevon Looney, Giannis, Nikola Vucevic, Jarrett Allen. They're buying, but Jarrett Allen is perfect. I mean, if we could ever get an upgrade, or Porzingis, they're buying as well. But Porzingis is also perfect. He really is. I think he'd be like the perfect fit. Jaren Jackson, we played him at the 5. So Bam Adebayo, and then Mark Williams, Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler wouldn't be too bad either, but Sabonis, Robinson. I mean, if the Kings want to move on for Sabonis, that's intriguing as well. And then Anthony Davis on the bringing him over. Jalen Duren is on the Magic. Claxton also makes a ton of sense. So yeah, there's definitely some options here. So we're gonna go start with Brooklyn. I think we're gonna go try to talk about Claxton. So $27 million is on a big contract. I think we can afford to. I mean, we could keep Jakob Poeltl off the bench in this scenario. If we wanted to go ahead and keep this timeline accelerated. Although we'd probably have to include a contract here. So I'm not really sure. Okay, so who's making? So Jordan Nwora, we're gonna have to make up $50 million, and then we paid Max Christie to kind of be that potential contract, and then Ron Holland, I would love to keep out of the trade if possible. Let's say it's not Wagner, but let's say it's Asa. I mean, we can maybe that's probably have to throw. We're probably gonna have to throw Jakob Poeltl in here. Jakob Poeltl realistically is probably gonna have to be in this trade, so we'll throw Jakob Poeltl in here. That's fine, and then we're gonna include. Let's say it's gonna have to be one of the bigs, and then I'm gonna say it's let's say it's one of these guys actually, Hugo Gonzalez, and then we have that Pacers pick, which is 2-star value, and our Raptors pick. So 2 picks, Jakob Poeltl, Hugo Gonzalez for Claxton. They agree. We got our big man. So that's what we wanted. We get our brand new big man Claxton, and our massive upgrade over Jakob Poeltl as far as overall is concerned. So quickly, RJ Barnes, Patrick Williams, Claxton, Ron Holland, Wagner, Christie, and Grady Dick. That gives him minutes, and I think we feel pretty solid about this rotation. So 9-man rotation, and then we're gonna kick. Actually, we're gonna do 10-man rotation. There's so many guys that deserve minutes here. That really sucks, but I'm gonna give Ruben these last minutes over Jordan Nwora. So we'll do that. We'll have a big man playing. So we'll simulate the rest of the season with this rotation as is, and hopefully this team ends up making the playoffs like we did last year and go on a run. All right, so here we go. We did straight up make the playoffs as Barnes makes a All-NBA team, 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. Here are your player stats. You had 24 from Barnes, 18 from RJ, 16 from Quickly, 15 from DJ Wagner, 14 from Ron Holland, 11 from Claxton, 9 from Williams, and 7 from Nwora, and then 6 from Presti when he played. So we're going to go 9-man rotation. We're going to shrink the bench utilization down. We're in the playoffs now. It's time to shrink the rotation a little bit. So we'll see how this goes. We get Atlanta in round 1. Let's see if we can defeat them. They have Trae Young, Murray, Hunter, Tobias, Okongwu, Jalen Johnson, Bogdan, and Donovan Clingan. So many current round against Atlanta. They win game 1, but we are going to win the rest of the 4 and beat them in 5. And now we get the Wizards, who have Richardson and Poole as their starting backcourt. Now, I know they have LXR, so respect for that. But if we lose to this backcourt, I'm going to be a little disappointed. We should have a one-way ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion, the way I'm looking at this Wizards roster. But you never know. Somebody current round, and we're going to absolutely smoke them. I don't even think they had any business being there. So they were the 2nd seed, though, so shout out to them. But now we get Detroit. We have Kate Cunningham, Ivy Asar, Evan Mobley. Wow, that's a great get for them. How did Evan Mobley leave the Pistons or the Cavs for Detroit? That's wild, man. If I would have known Evan Mobley was available, I would love to have paired him with Scotty Barnes. That would have been, you know, more perfect than Claxton, but all good. So I feel okay about the potential of maybe beating this team. I'll give them the respect by going game by game. Oh, I clicked somebody current round, actually. I meant to go game by game, but we made it to the NBA Finals. Scotty Barnes, Finals MVP. We will take that. Our rotation against the Thunder. Of course, the Thunder, they got Miles Bridges now, Oubre. Still a very good team. There was an update on the Josh Giddey situation yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they found nothing that proved Josh Giddey was, you know, involved in any crime. So he is a free, or I guess it's off his record now. I don't know, but whatever. I didn't even need to talk about that. But game 1, 1-0, beat them by 8. Great start. Obviously, beating the Thunder is never easy. Game 2, so far so good. I think Claxton may have solidified us. Might be talking too soon. Hold on. We got a game 5 in Oklahoma City. Man, we had the ability to go, you know, like 3-0 on the Thunder, but they are going to beat us and go up 3-2 on us. So that was to be expected. Oklahoma City, never easy to beat. We're going to go 8-man rotation and see if we can find a way to force a game 7 back to Oklahoma City. Would love to see us play another game here, but it's looking like we're not going to be able to unless we go on a run here. And we are going to be down 1. So we are on a run. We force a game 7. We come this far just to lose, and we are going to lose 117-115. All right, we'll go one more season. Feel pretty good about the roster we have, so I'm just gonna, like, literally, just like yesterday, we're going one more year. Not gonna do anything. This team is already set, and I'm ready to just see what progression would do for us. Another year of that. All right, so here we go. First seed in the Eastern Conference. Final season here. Here are your player stats. 29 from Scotty Barnes if you round up. 19 from RJ. 17, 16, 12, 9, 9, 8, and then 6. So a very, very solid season all around. Obviously, none of this matters if we do not win a championship. We beat Philadelphia really easily in the first season, so would love to see that again. And, or I guess it was in the second season. And we almost get beat, but thankfully we came back in 7. I was about to end the video on a rage quit, but we get the Wizards again. We smoked them last year. Hopefully we can do that again. And we beat them in 5. Now the Magic, Daniels, Jet Howard, Jimmy Butler, Paulo, Jalen Duren. They have a good team, but hopefully you can take care of them. Beat them in 5. And now we don't have to deal with the Thunder. Instead, we deal with the Grizzlies. I assume we could beat them to win a championship. And we can, just like that. That is how you close it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Scotty Barnes, Finals MVP, 24 points per game. Man, we almost got eliminated in round 1, but thankfully we came back. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.